We are with Adam, and Adam's got me as well. We are at Adam's place. I've just brought these 18650s over that I tested and was using, building up a power wall out of. These are LG BHE2 cells, 2,500 milliamp hour drains. Adam's going to stick these in cahoots with all of his power wall memorabilia he's already up to. So he's already got a working power wall. He's a long way ahead of me, because I don't yet actually have an 18650 power wall. He's got the MPP. How many kilowatts you got here, Adam?
12.7, Brad, and thank you for coming to support me in my channel, and I really appreciate the time you come out for me.
No problems. He's got these awesome mounts designed by HB Powerwall, modified a little bit. These ones are 3mm thick, nice and solid, so that when he bulks his packs up, they can be even deeper. How deep do you reckon you'll end up going?
Probably keep in line what Peter's doing, 157p,
yep.
Just so they can slot in underneath. You miss 3 cells when you do that.
Yep.
These brackets, I believe, I could probably bulk that, add another 80 on that again if I want to.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Plenty of weight holding capabilities.
I think my biggest restriction is the cells, so anyone out there got excess cells, bring them my way.
Yeah, it's always fun trying to get hold of cells. So he's got the MPP 3 kilowatt 24 volt.
This is a PWM actually, this one. It's a 3 kilowatt output. It's a 24 volt system, yeah.
Yeah. It's relatively sunny outside, and he's got a happy 1000 watts coming in there, as you can see. 26 volt battery voltage. Yeah, look at that, 38 amps at 24 volts, that's lovely.
So the way I've worked out this works, after supplying the house, doing 185 watts, whatever's left goes into the batteries, and the excess, what's left over that goes in is, after supplying the house, is 38 amps. That's how I figure it works out.
Yeah, definitely. That's going to use whatever it gets straight off the top. He's got the big battery disconnect up there. He's got a couple of no arcs on the input. For the DC coming from the panels, which you need, you can't just use a normal circuit breaker because they melt. These are all individually self-used as well. You see he's gone down the soldering route, done a nice neat job. Oh, I'm exposing the secrets there, Adam. You can see the blue cells on the inside. He's gone to the trouble of wrapping them to make it very aesthetically pleasing. And you fused both sides.
No, I've just fused the positive.
Yep.
But where it connects from one to the other, the opposite, obviously I had to fuse one side of the negative because the other side on the positive has have a stronger wire so it can hold it.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, just single-sided fusing.
No, that's excellent. And big soldered on lugs, all bolted together very nicely. No, it's a good system, and sunny days here in Victoria, you'll get a lot of power out of it. It's a good thing. It's obviously using power for testing as well and boosting. Great rack of cells. How many is that? 30?
32, I believe.
32 cell charger. So you can bump a lot of cells up. He's out there recycling cells, which is awesome. There's a little PWM up there helping feed a couple more panels into the system. And before anyone asks, it is not BMS'd, but the BMS is Adam with a multimeter. He just checks them, and it keeps them within safe operating parameters, and it's not a big deal. You check them with a multimeter, you're laughing.
Yeah, that's what I like about this particular. It's easy to use. It's got the computer interface, so if I believe it might be a problem, that monitors it, but obviously won't do anything go wrong. But yeah, like I say, it's easy. You can just knock it back. It's a top-end charge. I've got it set for 29.2, I believe. Yep. Fully charged over 7 is 29.4.
Yep.
But if I think one's going to be a problem, I fix it straight away. Otherwise, I can knock it right back, put it down 27, whatever I want. Doesn't matter.
That's it. It's only as simple as coming out here with the multimeter and bang, 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 bang as you go across, and you know what's high, what's low, and if you need to adjust it, you can use a LiPo charger or similar to do it. Worst case, it's only a matter of unbolting a few of them and using some jumper leads to put them all into parallel at 3.7 volts in a rack, which, look, he's got them up on the wall.
I made a couple of balancing leads to do that,
so
I don't have to take them off.
If ever needs to be done, they don't have to actually come physically apart and out. It's just a quick balance up with those, and it's good to go again. Probably not a bad thing to do every now and again.
Well, I think if you take your time building your packs, test them for capacity, put them balanced on paper, test them for heat. That's the biggest one.
Yeah.
So if they're not discharging, therefore they're not going to create heat, self-discharge, then you're not going to get out of whack. So mine do when they're bottom end balanced, but when they get about where the voltage now is at the moment, I think they're about 0.06 volt different. So as they climb up,
warm, just up at that top the top voltages.
Yeah, so when they get higher up, they get closer because of top end balance. So, but like I said, the biggest one is if you're doing this setup, the biggest tip would be let them set for a week or so. I think in line with Peter, HP Power, if they drop 0.1 volt over a week, they're no good. They got a high discharge. And if you've got one of those in your pack, they will certainly pull it down, and then you'll kill one pack, and then you're basically running off 6, and that's when you get in trouble, when they charge too high.
You'll either charge them too high or over discharge them, and then they don't want to come back as easy. So, as you can see, Adam's gone to the trouble of wrapping the outsides of these, so they look nice and neat. It's got a few different kinds of cells in here. Some Samsung 26Fs. These ones are Sanyos.
I can't remember, probably are being red.
Sanyos, I reckon. Yeah, there's red top and green top ones. Many different kinds of cells, Sony Energetics. Cool. What are they, Panasonic?
I'm not sure, they're NCR or something.
Yeah.
They're good ones, they're around the 29s, they can be.
Yeah, some of them have been quite good power. So he's got a mix of cells, just all recycled, like generally nearly all of these would have been in landfill, and he's saving them and using them for just repowering things in his home every day, catching solar and putting them in. That's what he's going to put this pack to use with.
Yeah, thank you very much for bringing that over, Brad, because like I said, cells, they can be hard to come by, especially when you're not out there pushing for them.
And consistent. So the hardest part with cells is actually getting a quantity of the same. As you can see here, with his recycled cells, he's gone and tested all of these on his testers, just through the same protocol, doing all the same, and because he's getting different packs from different places, they're all different cells. So it's really hard. If he was doing this, he'd probably have to wait 5 years before he had enough to make just one battery. When I got all of these, I was getting one kind of battery consistently, and it was very easy to stack them up. I've already sold probably 250 of these before this pack, so these cells definitely added up in my collection. These and Samsung 30Qs. That's just because that was the power tool they were in. So Adam's got some power tool batteries over here. What are these ones out of, mate?
All this is Dyson vacuum cleaner.
Oh yeah.
All of them, strange enough, they got 2 different kinds, but obviously that's what they did. They changed it. Now I've also got 2170s as well from Dyson vacuum cleaners.
Be cool to make a high discharge small pack out of them 21700s. That'd be cool.
Yeah, like I say, high discharge, right? As I was posting my last video, this one here.
Look at it.
I shorted it when I was getting out of my bulk charger, and it actually caught flame. So that's why I strongly recommend heat shrink it before you actually test them. I was smart enough not to do this one, but I don't know why I didn't land on this one.
You've got to be careful if that white plastic retainer ring in there isn't in there anymore. Once that's gone, you're at danger of shorting the edge out. Even if you've got a bit of a nick in the side of them, they can be dangerous. So it's really easy for them to rub through that thin heat shrink layer.
Yeah, like I say, for you newbies out there, if you have a look, the outer ring is negative of the battery, and say it's got that wheel or mag-like look to the center bit that separates to the positive, which are in the center. So obviously straight across that, you're short.
Yeah, and then you've got all of the energy coming out at once. You've activated the angry pixies, they're getting out. So, where'd you get the shrink from?
Just eBay.
eBay?
It could be China sent, I don't know, but they're quite reasonable, a few dollars. That will get you 5 meters.
Yeah, and you just cut them in consistent lengths and slip them over and quick heat with the heat gun, or?
Yeah, I use a hairdryer, not an
hairdryer. Yeah, that doesn't even get that hot. That's good.
You could use an open flame, but I think it's a bit safer with the hairdryer.
These are a beautiful cell.
That's
LG HG2.
I noticed that the brown ones, they do about 3,000 as well.
Yep, they're a really high output cell. Commonly used in some high-end AEG and Milwaukee power tool batteries.
But strange enough, these actually come from laptop packs, these ones.
That's amazing.
That's why I've just kept them in the laptop. This set.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to say is about how Brad was saying about the cells being different. So that's why if you look, you identify the pink ones quicker. So you just mix them across your packs. So my theory is,
blend them in.
Yeah, they're a bit different in the way they want to operate. They balance each other out, and then they'll keep it the same one pack again.
Yep. And that's the thing. You can get the pack together, get it soldered in. It's not the end of the world if you've got a pack that's, say, 200 amp hours, and then this one's 160. I mean, you just know that you've got to slip a couple of the poorer cells out of this one and put some bigger ones in. It sounds like a lot of rework, but it's not the end of the world. It's definitely achievable. If you take the end of some of these out, you can actually slip the cells straight out, and you can actually break them off, and the cell will come straight out the top. So if you unsolder it, fold the fuse out of the way, you can replace a single cell if you get one goes bad, without ruining your whole pack to get it apart again.
Yeah, it's surprising, even learning after my first pack, I haven't had to replace any yet.
No, they're all still up there.
They've just been working good. Maybe just touched up 1 or 2 packs over time, like just put a couple of millivolts in or whatever, but nothing serious.
But this is the game, guys. If you can get yourselves 18650s, you should be recycling them. You should be putting them back into use. Adam's catching sunshine, poking them in these recycled batteries that at one stage would have just ended up in landfill. That's where these were going before I actually started buying them from the company. So, this normally people will kill their Dyson battery, for instance, they'll throw it in the bin. It's just gone. It's in the bottom of the landfill. When it may have been the board, it may have been the motor, it could have been the charger. The cells could be fine. Look at all these ones that he's got tested already. There's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah, like I say, either
consistent numbers.
You do this or either landfill. But, if you can play your cards right, get them for nothing, then you save a lot more. But look at the offsets. If you're actually running your house off them, well, you're saving them from landfill, and now you're saving coal that you otherwise would have purchased from this power station.
Exactly. And energy's not going to ever get cheaper.
And the other good thing about it is the time to take to build. It does take a little bit, but when you need that break from the kids, it's a great hobby because you're 80 for hours.
Yeah, out even the soldering iron getting it done. So anyway, I'll link Adam's channel in the video description, so you can go and have a look at what he's built. Well, you can have a look at more of what he's building. This is it, and this is the progress he's making. So I imagine you're not going to stop, are you?
No, I don't want to stop. I want to have enough where I can, if I want to choose to, say electricity company, no, we don't need you anymore, but
disconnect.
But, I also got to thank Peter too. This is based heavily on his setup, and he's taught me a bit with everybody else out there. And it's like I said, it is a great hobby that you can't go wrong if you do it safely. You truly can't go wrong. It's a hobby that will actually give you a return.
Exactly, and it saves you money in the long run. So go and subscribe to Adam's channel, have a look at what he's up to, and tell him I sent you. Thanks heaps for watching. Thanks for showing us your system today, Adam.
That's
awesome,
right.
Mate.
Thank you very much for coming, Brad. And you out there too don't know Brad's channel, one up the sleeve there. I'll link the descriptions and subscribe to him, help him. He's going to help me in a big way here, so at least I try and return some of the favour. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for watching.
Catch you in the next video.
We'll see you then. Bye-bye.